Hey everybody, want to reintroduce myself. My name is Wade, Professor Noctis on here. I teach at the University of Alabama. I teach Final Fantasy and religion. Try to teach religious studies and history and even literature at times through video games. And tonight we are going into Final Fantasy XVI with the continuation of this series. Whereas Hey! Thank you for the follow! How do we say that, Kurai? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. But tonight we are picking up where we left off, where we had talked about Benedicta, and we talked about Garuda, and also we talked a little bit about Sid and Rama, talking about their iconic or divine attributes that are conveyed in these characters and their stories. Tonight we're talking about our boy Clive and his icon, which is Ifrit. We're going to learn more about him tonight. I know some people in the chat have already done some research on Ifrit as their homework, so we're going to get to that in a little bit. My hope tonight is that we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk a little bit about psychology, the shadow self. I know that we've got some psych majors in the chat tonight, so we're going to be depending on you guys. The way that I like to do chats in all of this is that if you have a thought, if you've got an idea, you want to make a parallel to some religious reference or divine attribute or something like that, put it in the chat. We'll talk about it. We are co-researchers tonight, and I'm really excited that we're doing this together. So, without further ado, we pick up where we left off in the aftermath of Benedicta Garuda. Let's go.
You're awake. You're just full of surprises. First that trick with Garuda, then whatever the hell that other thing was. Didn't know you had it in you.
Do it.
Hey?
Kill me. It was me. I killed him. I killed Joshua. I killed them all. I'm a monster. And I deserve to die.
Gosh.
So end it. End it now. Please. Please. Ah!
I reckon I can take you, if that's what you want. But first, I thought I'd give you the benefit of my timeless wisdom. It seems to me, you see, that since you're still breathing, you might as well make yourself useful.
God, I love Sid.
Get dressed. Pretty as you are, you're not my type. I'll, see you in the hall.
Wow. Gosh. It's heartbreaking, right? I'll get to the chat in just a second, everybody. I'll let the cutscene play.
What are you going to do now?
That's the question. All right, knowing the reason they stripped him is because he would have killed himself is so sad. You're right, Ruby. That is heartbreaking. This is a dark cutscene, but
May as well hear what he has to say.
it also does make you really appreciate Clive. The Wages of Guilt. Man, that's the title of this quest. Powerful stuff. Is it okay to type out your thoughts about Shadow or wait for later? It's going to be a long one. So let's wait a little bit. I just want to make sure that it's on our minds. And we're a little bit far from where the Shadow stuff's going to come in. Probably one of the best depictions of depression. Yeah, Ruby. Kurai, 1600. Ben's star really went for it in these scenes when Clive is just flowing with emotion. It's fantastic. Yeah, he really did. Oh my gosh. Like, I knew that Ben was a great actor, a great voice actor, but my gosh, he just shows off his range so much here.
Finally crawled out of
Yeah,
the crypt,
Jeffrey.
eh? You look like it. Although I thank you for doing us the courtesy of covering up. Don't. Ah, still have a bit of fight left in you? Then listen. I've arranged a meeting with Gav. In case you've forgotten, you're the one he's been putting his nose to work for.
For nothing.
Just listen. While you've been relaxing in your cell, Gav's been busy sniffing out your dominance. And according to his last report, he's picked up a scent. Gav's gone to a fair bit of trouble for you. The least you can do is hear the poor bugger out. He's going to meet us at the King's Fall. Pack your stuff. We'll leave as soon as you're ready.
Yeah, so there's a few things here. I want to get to the chat in a second. It says, take my life instead of me walking with the burden of his pain. Absolutely. That's a big piece here. I feel like this section is what convinces Clive that life is worth living as well. Yeah, because violence is all he'd known. When there's nothing he left, he gives up. Yeah, it really is an important and beautiful turning point. It is, right? So, just like we had a question with Benedicta Garuda and Sid Rama, excuse me. The question for us with Clive and Ifrit is, what is the iconic attribute? What is the attribute of the divine? It's pretty easy to say that Rama, as the storm god, is this provider, provider of justice, provider of a home, of safety. It's easy to, in some ways, say that Garuda Benedicta is a god of control, seeking control, losing control, all of this. But what about Ifrit? What is a divine attribute of Ifrit? And we'll talk a little bit about that. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Death is lighter than a feather. Duty is heavier than a mountain. Oh, feel like the Clive's icon image changes throughout the game. Yeah, I think you're right. Where are we going? We're going to King's Fall. Never mind. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I think it does change. And where would you say he is now as far as his iconic ability or attribute? What is his iconic image? Okay, to King's Fall. Let's do it. Let's say violence and vengeance before the Garuda fight. An obvious answer is definitely violence or divine retribution. Interesting, but I agree that it does change up.
Not so long ago, this here was a thriving trade route. Then the blight came. The people left. And just like that, it was deserted. Making it the perfect little shortcut. Gab's waiting for us up ahead. Come on.
You bet. Right now, the image doesn't really exist because Clive is fighting for nothing. Ah, interesting.
Still feeling sorry for yourself?
Don't. Please.
Think about it, Clive. The rumors all point to...
See, he wanted the easy way out, asking Sid to kill him lighter than a feather. Sid had to box his ears, put sense into him, yes.
The fort's been abandoned for years. Our little chat can wait. I need to see what the bastards are up to.
Let's do it,
You go on
buddy.
ahead and meet up with Gav.
But we both know that...
No buts about it.
I also feel that as the game moves on and we learn more about Ifrit, that we separate Clive from his icon. Yeah, I think there's definitely something to that as well. The hunter and the hunted. So, I wanna propose something to you, and this seems as good a place to do it. As well, let me zoom in. And this would be a nice backdrop for this portion of the lecture. What's up, Hoven? Twitter should pay Noctis hourly. Would easily be a six-figure job. Twitter went wild today, man. Like between the State of Play and the Nintendo Direct, my Twitter's been blowing up, y'all. Oh my god. So let's talk for a minute about this. Talking about these divine attributes, I want to propose an attribute that is not often attributed to the divine, and yet it is often attributed to the divine, but there doesn't seem to be a positive side of it. That attribute is the divine attribute of wrath. This idea that the god or the gods have wrath that they then dole out of a sense of disappointment or anger or justice. Now, there are stories in the Hebrew scriptures, in the Egyptian texts, in certain stories of Hinduism even, where you would have these divine figures that dole out wrath. Sometimes it's petty wrath, and sometimes it is justice wrath. And I think that Clive, as we will see tonight, he is an intersection point between what we might call a godly, good, positive wrath and a vengeful, maybe overzealous wrath. Wrath can be good and wrath can be bad, and Clive teeters the line. And here, he has wrath, but he's in some ways tempted to turn that wrath on himself. So we're looking tonight at what does it mean for wrath to be redeemed? How does wrath continue with Clive even as he begins to settle things in himself? Because I actually think that wrath is a constant piece throughout Clive's story. And, you know, without going far into spoiler territory, I think that that wrath continues. Now, it's certainly manifested in a lot of different ways, and it's partnered with a lot of different attributes as well that kind of stay his hand. But I like this idea. Off the top of my head, there's Sodom and Gomorrah, Hera's wrath on all of Zeus's lovers, the concept of Shiva in general. Yeah, we've got these moments where, for whatever reason, the divine is offended. And when the divine is, and not just offended, but something has like struck against the holiness, the goodness, the righteousness of the divine, or the plan of the divine, and the divine strikes out. Noah's flood is a form of wrath, right? I can't answer the image of the divine Ifrit that hasn't been proposed already, but I think what's an interesting thought is that Ifrit is typically a demon, and here Clive has to wrestle with his own demon. Yeah, exactly correct. And that's something we're going to talk about with the shadow self as we move forward tonight. Okay, so that we're not stuck here, let's go.
I'm the dominant of fire. We sent Gav on a wild goose chase.
It's a big jump. Oh, Hoven, we watched the trailer. It was amazing. You got to go and watch that Rebirth trailer, baby. It is so good.
More killing.
Oh, I am so sorry. Yeah, I am so sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget. There we go. We're doing some work now, baby. I have really got to buy some potions. I forget. Come on. I'm all out of iconic abilities here. Oh, you're dead now. Get out of here. Get out of here. I love the concept of just wrath with regard to Clive because he was always supposed to be a protector, and that meant he would have to strike out at Joshua's enemies. Absolutely. Like, I think there's a lot that can be said about that. Now, we're going to get into a lot more than that. So, I may lurk and watch Rebirth real quick. Yeah, come on back with some Rebirth thoughts, Hoven. We need them. Can we also just admire the power of the PlayStation 5? Look at this beautiful place. What are we about to fight? Oh, crap. Whoo! Ruby. Hitting the right notes here. Here. Too slow. Ow. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing this. Oh, I did not dodge that well at all. There we go. Better dodging. Okay, let's see. Topic of wrath. Ifrit is typically associated with demonic. Karen is one of the shopkeep. Karen's the ferryman to the underworld. Yeah, that's true. Good stuff there. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Oh man, we are doing some work right now. Big hits. Oh man, we got it. That was good. Yeah.
You're finished.
That went better than I thought it would. Probably something that's really profound to be said about Phoenix is more holy and Ifrit is demonic, but they're both the same family. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a good deal later on. That also kind of goes to the lore of the world. Yep, I think the image can also be untapped potential. I like that idea. Say more, Alex. Also, welcome. Welcome to the chat. I need to sit down and read more of the lore, to be honest. Yeah, that's helpful. I think the order of the icon fights is also amazing. Goes from control to your shadow self. Yeah.
Straight to a nest of blood.
Part of the shadow work to take the negative machinations of the psyche and work them into positives. Shadow to light sides of the 12 archetypes. Man, Alex, if you wouldn't mind, I would love to see those 12 archetypes in print. Could you bring those up? Maybe type them out for me while I'm playing? That would be rad. Oh, I guess we go down this way. No, that was a lie. Oh, this way. Silly me.
Much further now.
I'm so turned around. I'm just turning around looking at pretty things.
Shiva.
Do they not want to fight? What's going on? The spiders return. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. We don't like spiders. More enemies approach. This is a safe space to talk about the trailer. Yeah, we already talked about it earlier tonight. So you can talk a little bit. I would say no spoilers for, like, I don't know. Just be like, yeah. Cloud dress up, Zach Fair, Kate Sith, Cloud on the Segway, Cloud and Sephi do a Vincent, yeah. Yeah, there's so much to think about in that trailer, right? The Chocobo breeding. So far, Clive is 2 for 2 against icons, but as he controls it, he ascends to higher than they who shall not be named. Yeah, you right. That's some good stuff there. And I think that that's one of the things that I'm loving about thinking about the story in this way. We see Clive is interacting with and taking on many of these divine attributes in a way that that they haven't seen in the world. They've seen the dark side of the gods. Yeah. There we go. Man, there's a lot of chat happening. No, I think you're exactly right there about the different thoughts about the archetype. What makes Clive really compelling is that he's ascending in a world that is falling apart. He's been at the rock bottom. And that seems to be what it takes, right? For him to really, quote, ascend. Ow. There we go. Nowhere to go but up. You're right. Oh, he's staggered. Come on. Check. So we're just gonna throw it all at him. We'll get there. I know it's hard to hold back in talking about this game because there's so many things you want to talk about, especially in the conversations we're having that are going to make more sense later on. But man, we'll get there. This crane hurts so much because he's contemplating suicide. And you know, sometimes
After him. Don't let him escape.
having that dog is going to help you bring you back out of the sadness.
Who goes there? It's a deserter! Take his head! Out of my way.
Don't hurt my Gav.
You made your choice!
Come on, I want to focus on him. There we go. Nice. There we go. So I don't know if I would say that it's I think that Ruby, I think that the rock bottom is a catalyst for unleashing the shadow self. And I think it's the shadow side of the iconic attributes. And so in that moment, we saw him lose control, and he acted in utter wrath against her in the end of that fight, right?
There he is! Don't let him escape! Kill the deserter!
But there's a way of having a restrained, godly attribute, perfected attribute of the divine that isn't the shadow
Clive,
self, I guess.
What's the situation?
You're late! Gav's in trouble!
What?
The Imperials are on his tail! We have to get to him before they do.
Understood. I'm here to even the odds. Any objections?
Come on, buddy. Let's do this. Together.
I'll take the dragon. You take the dragoon.
Okay, but I'm pretty good at dragons. Ah! Ow, jerk. There we go, that's good.
Sorry, lad.
Ow.
How much help I'm gonna be?
We're hurting. There we go. Where we at? Oh man, I thought I was focused on him. I was not.
Alright. One down, one to go.
Do I have the pull of darkness on? Ruby, I don't know. I'm not sure what the pull of darkness is. Ooh, weapons have higher stats and accessories can be crafted together. Is that right? So I need to go to the items and the blacksmith and stuff. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought I just used the same weapons. Ruby, that's incredibly helpful. Do you think so, Ruby? That may very well be. Yeah, Rebirth kind of got in the way of our schedule tonight. Oh, wow. Well. Oof, this is not going well.
My wounds, boy.
My wounds, boy.
Torgal. Well done, Torgal. Not this time.
Back it up, back it up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Somebody hit him. My wounds, boy, my wounds. Okay, thank you, Sid. Thank you. We really needed that.
Let's finish him off.
We're trying to finish him off. Lord. We're throwing everything we got at him. Everything we got at him. Okay, we did it. Man, everything. Oh, gosh, we love it. Did I gain another level? About time. Yeesh. That was tough. Okay, knowing Ben Starr said the voice lines for each icon was based on his relationship with dominance. So cool. Yeah, that was a photo finish. That was beautiful. Okay, so I can use these to craft. Okay, that's good to know. I'm playing on super hard mode. Me too, Liam. I love the stagger system since 13.
Come on.
Oh, Gav. Stagger system is delicious. I love it.
Shit!
There we go, Gav. Oh, buddy. Look at that punch. I love it. And Torgal. My gosh. Your turn, Clive. Gav.
Give me your hand! Help me!
Help.
Help me! Help me, Clive!
Oh.
I've got you.
Also, I have a comment. I should not make it right now, though. This is where Clive starts to heal. Oh, that's good. I have a link that kind of explains the 12 archetypes. Okay, please do, Alex. I love that.
Clive doesn't have your nose, I said. He'd stumble off a cliff, I said.
That's the trouble with a nose like mine. Can't help sticking it where it's not wanted. But if it wasn't for you two, my sniffing days would be over. Thank you. Truly.
So, what news?
Well, found out where your friend's heading for one
I
thing.
will in a second, Ruby.
Him and his mate are on their way to your old stomping ground, Rosaria. You should have seen what they did to the Imperials who tried to stop them. There's no question about it. He's a dominant fire, all right.
He can't be.
Clive, I saw you turn into an icon before my very eyes. And yes, there's a good chance it was you who killed the Phoenix. But we weren't alone, were we? There was the fellow you saw enter the whirlwind. I saw him too. You didn't dream it, Clive. He's out there.
But who is he?
Don't ask me. I don't bloody know.
These are such good scenes.
But I do know one thing. You're gonna find him and find out. After all, you swore an oath.
What?
You swore you'd avenge your brother's death. That you'd never rest until you'd hunted down the man responsible. So, find out if this man's responsible and kill yourself if he's not.
Sid, I...
Don't thank me. Thank Gav.
Thanks, Gav.
Thank you, Gav.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, I'll wait.
No birds returning this year.
The Deadlands have swallowed their roosts, like as not. We're running out of time.
We'll be in Rosaria in a day or two.
Back to where it all began. He must be stopped.
Wow. I forgot that he took that hood off so early in the game. Man. Man, oh man. I'm going to catch up on chat real quick. Yeah, let's see. Fist Chest, I've sent a whisper on Twitch. I don't have Twitter Blue. Can you not DM me if you have regular Twitter? Go ahead and make the comment. Okay, so listen. I was going to say, man, the devs unnecessarily caked up Gav. Like, oh my gosh, he doesn't skip squad day. Good Lord. Like, why? Why did they do that to him? Like, it is ridiculous. Unnecessarily cheeked him up. Let's see. Next, point on Wrath. It ties Joshua's fate at the hands of Clive to Abel's fate at the hands of Cain. Yeah, Wrath was the vehicle, and like Cain, Clive was cursed, a literal mark, and driven from his homeland. Oh man, some good parallels there. That's really good. What's up, Oleander Lovelace? Nice to see you. Cue the Kingdom Hearts motif. Yeah. I hope if we get a Dissidia game, we have Clive and Torgal. Oh, man, that'd be awesome. Like Renoa and Angelo. Man, yeah. Unnecessarily. Yeah. Same haircut, everything. Okay, back to the hideaway.
Spitting great gouts of fire he was, like a bleeding volcano.
Ever seen a volcano?
What? You think I'm having you on?
Clive! Your friend. She's awake.
Right.
Ruby, kind of.
Go to her, you fool.
Ruby, that's a great question that I'm chomping at the bit to answer, and I will.
Right, you lot. Enough slacking. Goots, come with me. Gav,
Well, Kurai,
get those wounds seen to.
there's a solution to that, and it's called that Twitch Prime sub.
How long have I got?
So?
The comment I was going to make
Let's make ourselves scarce.
was these devs unnecessarily caked up Gav.
Jill.
Oh, me. Okay, so first things first. Oh, taught the nectar.
They even have a Moogle.
I've never seen
I've
one.
never seen one in the flesh.
In the flesh. Drink it in, Kupo.
Sure, it said in my father's bestiary that they live deep in the forest, and that they never reveal themselves to humans.
You're not just any human. No
What do
ordinary.
you say, Clive?
Yeah, I gotta go see the shop, Ruby, and then we'll tell you.
So it would.
Okay, oops. Finally.
That
Okay.
sounds painful.
You can hear me. Okay, thank you, Nectar. Let's go to the shop. First things first, we go to see.
Sid's
Okay,
fault.
there's
Tied it
old.
too tight.
See, like, I hate to be this, but like, look at this. This is unnecessary. This is absolutely unnecessary that they did this to this guy. But whatever. Okay. To the shop before I forget. Hey, Blackthorn.
Well,
Look, I have some
what do you
things.
want?
Oh my gosh. What have I been doing with my life? I want the Storm Cry.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
And I want... Ooh, that's helpful. Wolfskin Sash. I like my life, though. I'm gonna keep my life. Oh, but highest defense. We'll do highest defense. That's fine.
No scratches,
We'll
right?
equip. And these guys... Oh yeah, we're gonna do...
Should last you a good while.
We can reinforce these things now with some of this.
You can thank me later.
Oh. And we're gonna reinforce... Yes, we're gonna reinforce this.
Yeah, that should do you.
Okay, I think we're feeling good now. Okay,
That it?
we're good, we're good,
Fine.
we're good. What kind of sword we got? That's pretty good. Hey,
Not
Sid.
too confident around the ladies, eh? If there's one thing I've learned about the fairer sex, it's that you don't want to keep them.
Can reinforce accessories too? Yeah,
Here.
I knew that.
So, what it be?
Do I want to reinforce the ones that I have? They're free. Do I have any? Oh, what am I doing? What are the ones that I have equipped? Not these, I suppose. Increase attack by 20. I guess we could do that one.
You can thank me later.
Cleric's Medallion might not be bad, to be honest. Okay, let's do... You need 2 of the same to reinforce, yeah. That'd be pretty good. Well, I suppose the defense would be really
That should
good.
do you. That it?
Okay, let's just look at what we got. How about that? Metal, Genji. See, I like the Genji, but maybe the Badge of Might might be better. Actually, let's do Badge of Might. We're gonna take our chances without the metal. The metal.
Fancy a mug of Kenneth's Colders.
And let's go buy some things. Okay.
Look what the curl dragged in. Going purse weighing you down.
I don't really need those things. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I need.
You're rubbing me blind, you know.
I know.
It'd better all be here.
Okay, we're feeling pretty good. We'll use more of
Can't
that.
find a better price than that.
Oh, wait. Oh, I don't think I can do it yet. Oh, I can do it. No, it's not. I can't yet. We'll get there. Let's go see Girly Girl.
Let's get this fixed before someone does.
Hey, friend.
true then? It really is you.
It is.
Clive!
Bless her.
You're alive.
Ruby, I'll explain when we get to the field, I think.
I still can't believe it. Are your wounds healed?
Yes. Talia told me what happened. You saved my life.
After nearly taking it, I had no idea. Forgive me, but how did you ever come to be there, Jill? Fighting for them.
The Iron Blood. They invaded not long after the news arrived about Phoenix Gate. Rosaria had lost her leaders. The duchy was in chaos. The Iron Kingdom saw our weakness and pounced upon it. They killed the men and captured the women.
And took you back to Ironhome.
I thought they meant to have their fun with me before the end. But the end never came. My powers awoke, and everything changed. It all happened so fast.
We were told that the Iron Blood had captured a dominant and planned to bring her on their latest crusade.
They gave me a choice. To fight for them on the battlefield, or see my countrywomen slaughtered.
And they call us dominants.
What?
That's good, Alex.
What happened to Clive? What happened at Phoenix Gate?
It was me. I killed Joshua.
No, that's not true. I know you. You wouldn't do that.
It's the truth. I changed into him again, not long ago. The second icon of fire.
God, it's so good.
One responsible.
Clive.
When I think back to that night,
Yeah, Alex, it's so good.
the hooded man, he spoke to me. What did he say? We have found you. What did he mean?
What did he mean?
Clive, we should go back there, to Phoenix Gate. I need to know what really happened, and so do you. You need to know for certain. And if what you told me is true, and you did what you said you did, then we will face it together.
Jill,
She's the best.
all right.
You'll be needing a change of clothes then. Out you go, your lordship. We wouldn't want you getting overexcited.
Thanks, Tarya.
Sorry.
I'll see you
Shiva
soon
stream's
then,
gonna be good, isn't
Clive.
it? It's gonna be good. We'll get there.
I should make ready too. We've a long journey ahead
Oh,
of us.
we've got a side quest to do. So while we do the side quest, we can talk about some things.
We're looking at half a dozen.
Isn't the Moogle funny?
He's so funny.
Just don't have enough teams to follow every lead.
Ah, Clive. I trust you're settling in?
Gradually getting used to the place.
I'm glad to hear it. I was hoping you might be persuaded to come to my aid once more.
You got it, buddy.
Your
I'm here.
services will be rewarded, of course.
I don't doubt it.
I'm here to deliver
Seems to be
food,
the way
baby.
around here.
We strive to be better than those we once served. Now, as to the task itself, I am once again in need of a pair of hands to deliver sustenance.
Hey,
to
Pasafla,
our
how you doing?
esteemed companions.
Good to see you.
I have 3 meals for 3 industrious souls. What say you?
I would love to serve some
I'd be happy
tables.
to help.
Marvelous. The 3 individuals you'll
The
be
brief
seeing
dolly
out
zoom
are
on
busy
Clive as he
themselves
remembers the
by
words.
highway.
Yeah, Karai, that looks really great. The good
You'll
stuff.
find one by the entrance, another in the bunks.
The way
and
Clive
other
slowly
guarding
starts to
the
allow
cell.
Jill's
Thank
touch.
you once again, Clive.
And touch Jill, yeah, so good. Such a good line. Kenneth, I hate how they, the devs, make me like the side characters only for plot reasons to happen. Ah. That's an email quote. Wait, what? Quests like these shows that we need to work together to build a better world. No, you're absolutely right. I appreciate that aspect of these side quests for sure, for sure. Some of them toward the end get a little tedious, I'm not gonna lie, but strive to be better than those that we once served. Yeah, that's an email sign off. I like that. So while we're doing this, I can definitely
Smells good. For me, I hope.
share one
It
thing
is.
with you, which I think might be
Courtesy of
interesting.
Kenneth.
Here's a hearty meal, buddy.
Oh, my thanks. These birds are needy creatures. They don't like me running after the fat chocobo behind their backs.
They must keep you busy.
There's never a moment's rest. Probably for the best I eat down here, reeking of the staples as I do. I'd only put people off their food. And who has time to wash and dress for dinner when they've got little darlings like these to wait upon, eh?
You're right.
Anyway, thanks for the food, and be sure to give Kenneth my regards.
Ruby, I think it was you that asked the question, are there any divine stories of people taking the attributes or the abilities of other divine gods? Now, I can't think of too many off the top of my head, but I can think of one that does come to mind. It actually comes from the Hebrew Bible. It comes from the Hebrew Bible, and it's actually in the classic story of Exodus, the story of the Exodus. So here you have Yahweh, the God of the Hebrews, who is says to Moses, let me zoom in here, says to Moses, I've indeed seen and heard the plight of my people. They're crying out to me, and I'm going to deliver them, and I'm going to send you, Moses. And so what ensues is Moses goes to Pharaoh, who in his own right is a god, among a pantheon of Egyptian gods. One of the things that's interesting here is that in the subsequent chapters, you have a 10-round fight, basically, between God, the God of the Hebrews, and all of the different gods of Egypt. And each one of these gods is stricken and overcome by the plague, the corresponding plague. Each of the plagues corresponds to one of these gods. So you've got the sun being blocked out by darkness. You've got the plague of the river turns to blood. You've got the river god that's essentially under assault at this point. The god of the harvest and agriculture. We've got locusts and we've got you've got the death of the firstborn as well, the very last one, which ends up striking not just the firstborn over all the place, but it actually strikes in Pharaoh's home. In that Pharaoh's firstborn is going to be put to death or is killed. And at this point, you're not just dealing with a god that is causing inconveniences, but you have a god that's actually stricken another god. The God of the Hebrews has stricken down this future god who is the young pharaoh, the young son of the pharaoh. That's what it kind of brings to mind for me. You have the God of the Hebrews emulating the powers of the gods of Egypt and then ultimately overcoming them. To push that analogy further, this is a story about Clive addressing the gods or the icons of the day in order to do what? Well, to break people free, at least at this part of the story, to break people free from their slavery and their bondage. I think that's kind of an interesting piece. You also get one other story now that I think about it, in the story of Elijah and the prophets of Baal. Elijah challenges the prophets of Baal to a worship off, basically. They're going to prepare sacrifices, and the God that answers by fire, that is the God that that the people will serve. The prophets of Baal are unsuccessful in summoning fire to burn an offering. Elijah is successful. And this is really interesting because God, the God of the Hebrews, the God of the Israelites, usually is not conveyed in the same ways as the God of the storm, the God of fertility, Baal. So while Baal would appear in storms, in fires, in earthquakes, in wind, and all of this stuff, God doesn't usually appear in that way, but he does in that setting. But in the very next chapter, when Elijah's on the run, Elijah is in a cleft of a mountain, and he's seeking God. He's at the end of his rope, and really interesting stuff in 1 Kings here, in kind of like chapters 16 through 19. And it says that Elijah's listening for God, and it says there's an earthquake, but God was not in the earthquake. There was wind, a tempest. God was not in the wind. There was a fire, I think. God wasn't in the fire, but instead God was in the sound of silence. And this is both taken together. God appears using the attributes and the powers of Baal, but God then restrains and refrains from doing that in the next chapter, so as to say, don't look for me in all these spectacles. Instead, look for me in the silence. Look for me in the quiet and the peace. The still small voice, yes, and the sound of sheer silence, the gentle whisper. In some translations say the still small voice. I think that's really, really interesting. A lot of people use these two stories separately, but I think that they are intrinsically meant to be read together, where God shows that he has the power of Baal, but then differentiates from Baal. This is a really important thing there. Those are just two stories that come to mind about God or a God assimilating the powers of another and then overcoming. Isn't Hercules an example of a hero taking attributes from mystical beings? Not quite divine, but kind of lines up with Clive conquering monsters. Yeah, kind of in that same respect. Though Hercules is a bit more divine in his story. Son of Zeus. Isn't that right? I think that's right. Off the top of my head. Okay, let's get back to it. We got a side quest. We got food to deliver, y'all. So, yeah, I think that's kind of an interesting story.
Back so soon? Fancied another kip in the cells, did you?
No, I came to bring you food.
He thought you might be hungry.
Hearty meal. I could use a hearty meal right now. I'd love a hearty meal.
He wasn't wrong. The way my gut's been growling, I'd have curls running scared.
Yeah.
Guard duty down here can't be much fun. It's not. But sometimes folk need locking up, and someone has to watch over them. I help people sleep at night, and that's not a boast many can make. You keep yourself on the right side of these bars now, you hear me?
Okay. Eat up.
We're looking at half a dozen.
Oh, we gotta go talk to our carpenter friend. Or botanist, excuse me.
You! Newcomer! I need help.
Well, I am a helper.
It's my assistant. She left to gather soil, and I've seen nothing of her since. I cannot concentrate one whit for fear of what might have happened.
I'll help.
Please, I beg of you, will you go and check? I have to know.
I'm a very helpful guy.
All right, I'll go.
Marvelous. Thank you.
You'll be rewarded for your time, of course.
Of course.
Whereabouts is she?
Gotan's Bales. It's on the outskirts of Lostwig. Not the safest place for an unaccompanied bearer, perhaps, but the soil there is second to none. Now go, and do not linger. Why, it may already be too late.
Okay. Thank you, friend. I will move heaven and earth to find your friend, or your assistant. All right, let's run over here, give some food.
What I wouldn't give for some wild Mickey berries.
Can I help you? Kenneth sent me.
He says that almost threateningly. Kenneth sent me. Here's your lunch.
Ah, wonderful. Do you hear that? Our food has arrived. Does your appetite still elude you?
Kenneth sent me.
Is he sick?
I'm afraid so. Those no longer in need of a physicker's immediate ministrations are sent here for further rest. I tend to those who cannot tend to themselves, which leaves me very little time for anything else. Happily, Kenneth sees that I stay fed. I would be lost without
Clive, the most intimidating delivery driver, for real.
Thank you.
You don't really want him for, like, Uber
I think
Eats.
that's everyone. I better let Kenneth know.
Back to Kenneth. Kenneth, I've done your work.
Go with a proper place to train.
Hey, Nectar. Hey, Nectar.
Ah, you're back. All done? Wonderful. Here, your reward, as promised.
The hideaway's quite something. Everyone has their place.
Ah, and isn't that good?
A fact we are proud of, believe me.
That's great.
I'm glad you've witnessed it for yourself. You have your place too, of course, as you have just so capably proven, and you will always have a place with us, should you desire it.
It's kind of you to say so.
It is the truth, and not a soul among us would deny it. I look forward to all that you will bring to our little community.
You gotta love these side quests in at least one way, right? I know that side quests in this game have gotten a lot of flack, but one thing that I love is that you do get the world building. And I think that the biggest piece of that world building is they are building a better place. We talked about this a lot last stream, but they're building a place for bearers and branded to live, and
what do you want?
to die on their own
say
terms.
farewell. We're leaving.
Good decision.
That
Better that than buried out there in the black. You've got a lot to thank that girl for, you know.
I know. And I will.
Now, what do you really want? We both know you don't come here for conversation.
potions and lots of them. Or maybe a Gaia blade +3, because yeesh. That's better than what I have, what I just crafted. Are you kidding me? I mean, I guess I'm gonna buy that.
It'd better all be
Got plenty of money. Got anything else, lady? That's so disappointing.
Off you go then.
I just crafted that thing and it's already
Best of
obsolete.
luck.
Ain't that just the way?
I should probably say thank you to Gav too.
Yeah, we'll say. Well, let's see if Blackthorn can reinforce this thing better, you know? Hey buddy, I got a new sword.
Make it quick.
It's better than the one that you just made me.
So, what'd it be?
Oh look, now you can reinforce this.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Did I just craft the exact same thing? I'm so confused. No, that's not true. I didn't do that. Yeah, we're doing great right now. Oh yeah, and we're gonna reinforce the. Why would we reinforce this? Reforged. Okay, I need a Minotaur main. Well, isn't that something? But I can make this. But it's the same as what I've got. Yes, because I already had it. I don't really know what's going on, but I have a new sword and we're really thankful for it, and we're gonna go kill some things. Hey, Gav.
So your mind's made up, is it?
We'll be leaving for Rosaria as soon as
Savla, that's what I'm learning. I thought I was done with that in New Game Plus, but apparently not.
Rosaria ain't what she used to be, Clive. Not since the Imperials moved in. First sign of trouble, you make straight for Martha's Rest and ask for the landlady. She's a friend of the cause. Tell her you're with Sid, and she'll help you out.
Understood.
Understood.
Thank you, Gav. I'd be lost without you.
Yeah, I'm just
Gav
doing
is
my
not
job.
a toucher.
No need to make such a fuss.
Can we settle for a fist bump?
Take care, alright? Oh, I'm crap at goodbyes. Where's Sid when you need him?
Give him my regards when he gets back.
I will.
Oh, here comes clanging Jill.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Ready, my lady?
Ah, what a line.
Ready.
Ready, my lady. Clive, he's so cute when he's flustered. They are adorable, these two. We love it. Okay, let's head on to the 3 reads. There's a side quest over there, but we're going to keep moving. Clive Risfield, that's what we call him.
Rosaria. It's been 13 years.
For this breeze.
Kurai, help me say your name.
Haven't been back
but
either.
Kurai, I feel the same way.
I couldn't. Bran did keep a close watch on each other in the Imperial Army. You get beheaded just for knowing a deserter. The only way out was on a mission.
I see.
Karuai. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that, Karuai.
Afraid to go back.
I love this song.
I know.
But I'm here now.
Bless you, Clive. Bless you. The music is so good. What's going on? Thanks for hopping in tonight. How you doing, man? Ooh. This is so pretty. The Imperial Province of Rosaria.
We should press on.
We should press on. Let us. Homecoming.
That inn at the top of the hill must be Martha's Rest. Gav said the landlady's a friend.
But can we say the same for her patrons?
Imperials don't tend to take well to those with my mark. If anyone asks, I'm a branded soldier, sworn to protect my noble mistress.
Hey friends, what's up?
Fuse on this.
Do you hear Jill's clanging in the back? She is clanging. Oh, hello, side quest.
They never finished building the bridge then.
After what happened at Phoenix Gate, it didn't seem the highest priority.
Oi!
Hello.
Here, you couldn't give me an hand, could you?
I was born to give you a hand.
Bloody bearer. Just when I thought my luck had changed. Still, better a crumb of crystal than an empty hand, I suppose. Though it pains me to use another man's branded.
Okay, this is not how you win friends and influence
you
people.
understand me, don't you? I need your help. These blasted birds must have caught a whiff of my cargo, and now they've got me surrounded. And it was funny late as it was. I've got something special needs delivering before the rest, but I dare not leave my
This guy's a
card
jerk.
You couldn't run it up to Martha's Rest for me, could you? Needs to get there quick, mind.
Yeah, fine.
Fine.
That's the spirit. All right. Here. You hand that to the stable master and no one else. I'm owed a little something for it. If he gives it to you, pass it along to your master by way of thanks. Be off
You are
with
not
then,
pleasant.
And don't go taking any detours on the way.
I wouldn't dream of it. Bye. That guy is a jerk. This pet goes into what the game wants to tell us about humanity. Say more. Oh, this part. Oops. There we go.
Darkness to me.
Nice. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. Hey-o. Whoa, way over here? The antelope wanted to fight. We are shown that the current systems in police were unfair and cruel, that people have relied on them for way too long, but it's also not easy to break the system. Yeah, boy. Oh, I feel like there's a lot to be said there in modern day, right? A lot of systems that
Martha's
just... Martha's Rest.
That's one of our branded. Do we take him in?
No, you don't.
Good girl.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the better places to be.
Stable master. I was asked to deliver this to you.
Yeah.
This is for me, right enough.
Right
Not
enough.
Sure what some bearer is doing bringing it to me though. Where's that fool of a peddler got to?
Well,
He
he's
couldn't come
having a
himself.
bad day, really.
His cart's surrounded by wild chocobos.
Huh. Sounds about right. He'll have it full of Gizal greens, no doubt. Crammed with him, if I know him.
Gizal greens.
Yeah, Ruby, we're having to hold back, aren't we?
Go mad for them, don't they?
That is a story
If
for
you
later.
forget to seal the cart up tight, the smell gets out, and birds come running from miles around.
But you know,
Don't get me wrong.
there's so many stories in this
Investment for a savvy
game,
merchant, especially around these parts.
and
You can't get
in
greedy.
life, right? That
Our mutual friend is learning the hard way.
I'll wait for him to stop
I
speaking.
got my wares, and that's all that matters. Be sure to pass your master my regards.
Yeah, there's so many systems that exist that have such underlying currents, and it's not just as simple as interpersonal relationships, but it usually has an ideological foundation that is rooted in centuries of practice and other systems. And so dismantling those systems is it's kind of like uprooting portions of civilization itself. And one domino is going to send a lot of other dominoes down. And so this is one of the things. The thing is, I feel if we don't talk about them now, it'll be out of our heads. Take a note. We are going to talk about a lot of these systems and things once we get to about halfway through the game. But know that I'm taking some notes to make sure that we are going to talk about it. I actually have meticulous notes on what I'm wanting to cover for each stream. So, and you can always certainly DM me and stuff like that with your class notes as well. Class notes. What a silly thing to say.
was good, honest work building the aqueduct.
Hey, friend. Yeah,
Excuse
agreed, Ruby.
Would you happen to be the landlady?
Depends who's asking, and why they have an imperial bearer with them.
For protection, which hopefully won't be needed. If you can advise me on the safest route to the west.
It's your friend here I'd be worried about. Bearers don't have an easy time of it in Rosaria. Even a Stratton lad like him might attract the wrong kind of attention. And if he gets nabbed, it ain't likely to end well for you either.
Then we'll just have to stay out of the malicious way. Gav said you might be able to help us.
Follow me. Sorry for before. Can't be too wary of strangers asking questions in our game. I'm Martha, an old friend of Sid's. He said he had high hopes for a bearer who joined recently. ... I expect that's you. So, where is it you're headed?
For Phoenix Gate. We have questions that need answering.
Is that so?
It is so.
Well, if you want to avoid the garrison, the road through Eastpool's your best bet. Or it would be, if the bridge hadn't collapsed. A right bloomin' nuisance it is. We've had no trade with the village for weeks. I did ask our carpenter to take a look at it, but he went out on another job, and he hasn't come back.
Do you think something might have happened to him?
Fingers crossed he's just taking his time. The alternative don't bear thinking about.
We'll find him. And make sure he's safe. We both need that bridge repaired. Your carpenter sounds like the man to do it.
I see why Sid's got such a soft spot for you. If you could, I'd be in your debt.
I love Martha as a character. She's
You said
so
that he
good.
went out on a job?
Right. He went down into the
I don't know if there's a
marshes
character in
on
this game I
Bridge,
don't
one by the
like.
Fallen Gate.
The marshes were dangerous at the best of times. We should hurry.
There's a ladder to the side of the gate. That's the quickest way down, if you've a head for heights. His name is Bernard. Should you find him well, tell him Martha sent you, and that he's wanted at the bridge to Eastpool.
Ruby thinking about future upcoming scene. Ifrit might also symbolize the past. Yeah. Martha, there's some biblical naming there. Yeah, for real. Got Martha and Mary, who oftentimes Jesus and the disciples in the New Testament kind of stay with. Really interesting stuff there.
Where he goes to Eastpool.
Here's the gate.
All the characters are good in some way, even if they are assholes. Yeah, Ruby. Fair. Reserve my notes for now. All right, thank you, Leon. That's good. We can definitely come back to that. This is the hard thing about having a class that does a game like this. In my classroom, we are always talking about, like in Final Fantasy XV, I have to like hold back so much. I could have gone down the ladder. Ruby, you're so right. And this is the danger of me just talking in chat and just going going down roads. I'm kind of like watching out of the corner of my eye. You know, whatever. Whatever, we're just taking the scenic route. You're right.
What was that?
There he is.
Hold on, we're coming!
There we go. Come on now. But yeah, this is the danger of like my classroom, where I want to speak about so many different things, later chapters or episodes of the game, and one of the things that we find continually is that I want them to kind of discover it for themselves throughout the game. So rest assured, I'm keeping in mind a lot of this stuff. And also, what's kind of fun is knowing where we're going to end up in later streams. I'm trying to call attention to some very specific things as well. Have I thought about teaching Final Fantasy XVI in class? So the way that our proposal system works is that you have to have a little bit of like a thesis first, and so this is actually serving as part of a preliminary thesis. So that's why I'm taking notes on all this stuff. Eventually, I'd love to teach this game in class about a philosophy of religion and use it throughout an entire semester, but that's what this is for. That's what I did with 15 as well. I actually taught a small group, like a small group of students, as like a extracurricular elective, and then it became a class after that. So, but yes, I do think about it all the time.
Actually, she asked that if we found you, we should beg you make haste to repair the bridge to Eastpool.
Yes, please repair the bridge, friend. Please.
I said I'd take a look at it, but it clean slipped my mind. I'll head up there straight away.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
The trusses are still sturdy. It's just a matter of replacing the stringers and relining the deck. I'll have it done in no time.
Thank you, Bernard. We were hoping to take the road to Eastpool ourselves. We're very grateful for your help.
Tell you right now, if this was Tuscaloosa, Alabama, this would be a 3-year project. It wouldn't be no time. They got bridges in Tuscaloosa that have been being built and rebuilt for 3 years.
Me and him, we go way back. Not as far as Martha mine, but far enough.
I see.
I see.
Well, I best get cracking then. You go and let Martha know I'm all right, and she'll have her bridge back soon enough.
We will.
I do. To Martha, let us go.
The bridge will be fixed when it's fixed.
I hear the levies at you.
I hear the levies.
You like that? Oh, there's plenty more of that.
One thing I've noticed is each time I play this game, I'll learn something new, big or small. Yeah. So much detail. Just really cool.
Back.
Intentionality to the design.
Bernard?
We did. He's fine, and he'll have the bridge to Eastpool repaired soon.
Well, thank the founder for that.
It was lucky we found him when we did. The creatures out there are not to be trifled with.
It's the Blight's fault. They'd nothing to eat in the north, so they come down here hunting for food. He can't keep going out alone. I'll have to arrange a guard for him. But anyway, thank you. I don't have a lot to offer in return, but you're welcome to rest here until the repairs are finished.
We'd be delighted.
Oh. Will we talk about the Blight? Yeah, once we get there, and like maybe later tonight, but we may need to push it off to the next one. We'll see. But once we get to walking through some of the Deadlands, yeah.
Flagon of Imperial gold, perhaps? Tastes like swill, but
Plenty to talk about the Blight.
No, thank you. I prefer the truth about why there are so few bearers around here.
This is an interesting part right here.
Yes. There were more of them when we were young. Far more.
Is this the Empire's doing? Have they been sent away?
They have, aye. Either to the Legions or Oriflamme. Seems the miners at Drake's Head are having a hard time keeping up with demand of late, so the bearers make up the shortfall. Time was they used to dole out crystals like sugar plums even down here in the provinces, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Nowadays, they'll jump at any excuse to confiscate our bearers so they can be put to work elsewhere. I
I always knew the Empire treated their branded like shit, but after seeing it with my own eyes, well...
Ah, Thea! Congratulations on the new arrival. And you got the little laddie with you?
It was a bearer. The boy I carried for 9 long moons. A bloody bearer.
Oh, you poor thing. You gave it to the constables then?
Just left it at the garrison, I let them deal with it. Couldn't wait to be rid of the blasted thing. Been wanting it gone since the moment I found out.
Well, it's all dealt with now. So no harm done, eh?
Mum, you weren't my brother, was he?
No. But you'll have one soon enough. You just have to be patient. All right?
All right.
That's such a...
Unbelievable.
Oh, yikes.
Bearers may have been looked down on back in Archduke Elwin's day, but they were still human beings. Now they've fallen so far, a beggar wouldn't spit on them. Since you're not drinking, do me a favor and take that to the Abbey. There's a darkness at the heart of this world, and I'd have you see it.
There's a darkness at the heart of this world, and I'd have you see it. You know...
And we'll see it at an abbey.
Glademond Abbey, on the shore of Sorrowwise Bay. The abbot there is a friend. Tell him Martha sent you, and he'll show you what I mean.
Understood.
This is a good spot to chat for a second. You know, what Martha just said is pretty intense and important, in that she says, there's a darkness in this world and I'd have you see it. Clive, though he's been a slave and he's seen his fair share of wickedness, he's also been blinded to some degree with this pursuit of wrath. And so he's been very focused on his mission, but now that his mission is changing, he is noticing other people and their plight. And one of the big pieces, I think, in this game is Clive coming to terms with his own powers, his own abilities, and his own responsibility to help those that are deeply in need. And so I think that the main piece for us at this point is, you know, I think we've talked in the chat a little bit. Ruby, you've mentioned this a couple times. There are systemic ills in society. These pillars of society that, you know, have just kind of been the status quo, and we certainly see it throughout history. But until you put stories with these systems, hearing the pain and the loss and the grief, then it doesn't really feel like there's an impetus to do anything about it. Apart from the stories, it's just like an ideological goal, but when you see the humanity in the eyes of those that it affects, then that's when change begins to come. And I think that's a really important piece of what we're doing here. We're hearing the stories of bearers, of branded, of discarded children, as we just heard, and that makes a huge difference when you see it with your own eyes. So I appreciate the game doing this, giving us this opportunity.
Make sure you're aiming that at the fish there, son.
Fresh cuts, fresh cuts. Get your fresh cuts here.
He never considered that things could be better because he was never shown it till the hideaway. Yeah, Ruby, that's good. It's not about Clive understanding that slavery is bad, but that he can change it and has the power to. Yes. Yes.
To be hated by its parents through no fault of its own.
We knew nothing of what it meant to be born that way, did we?
No.
No.
Yeah, and they reinforce that right there. I feel like a lot of people Overlook the hideaway as a means of political awakening. Oh, for sure. When you're surrounded by a community that's actually fighting against these injustices, my gosh, what a change that becomes. And you get caught up in it, and I think that's what we see with Clive. I think that's a powerful, powerful statement. There we go. Man, this new sword is doing some work, isn't it? There we go. Alright, stick to the roads. Yo, this next scene, the first time I played through it, it almost moved me to tears. It's a powerful, powerful scene.
Let's go and see.
It's big for me. Yeah, for sure. Alright, let's watch.
Good day to you. I'm afraid the Abbey is not open for public prayer. May Grieger go with you?
We came to offer a donation. From Martha.
I see. Then please, follow me.
I don't want to die. Please, Father. Something for the pain. I beg you. The light. Ifrit. I don't want to die alone.
It's all right. I'm here.
Who are these people?
Martha's bearers. She entrusted them to my care, that I might ease their suffering. To the extent that I can. For the time they have left.
The curse has taken them. All of them.
As it does every bearer forced to use their gift. With each draw on the ether, their bodies petrify, till all that remains is stone and pain, and so they are cast aside. There is nothing either Martha or I can do to change that, but we can at least strive to make their final hours a little more bearable. Have faith, my son, for you shall rise again, and find the happiness denied you in this life.
Thank you, Father.
Yeah, we're going to have a brief mini lecture in just a second on this.
I must offer you my own thanks for the medicine you so kindly brought. Now, their final moments may be moments of peace. When next you see Martha, pray tell her that 2 more have succumbed.
We should get back to Martha's Rest.
Yes, we should.
That's a powerful scene. There's a couple things that I want to say about it. So as we're kind of coming out of it, this stream, we've started out by talking about Clive's own shadow. While we haven't talked entirely about the shadow self at this point, and we may not get to it on this stream entirely, may save it for next. There's a lot going on with Clive, from unrestrained, uncontrollable rage and wrath in the last episode to where he is now, where he's got this inner turmoil, but his eyes are also opening to the world around him. Now, if Clive / Ifrit represents the iconic attribute or the divine attribute of wrath, and his wrath has been misplaced, that's a shadow side of wrath in some ways. What we are seeing here is his eyes are being opened to what I would call catalysts for a more pure wrath. Wrath that is on the side of right rather than alleviating a self-interest. A wrath that fights for others. A wrath that strikes down oppressors. That's the first thing that I would say. This scene was important for him to see. A righteous wrath. Yeah, some would call it a righteous wrath, and I think that that's really good. We see this shadow side of humanity here, where humans and systems and structures, civilization, acts out of a shadow attribute, maybe of control, maybe exerting power on others. Flames of revenge, flames of hope. The other thing that I want to mention, I want to see if I can go back in here for a moment because I think there's something interesting in here. I want us to look briefly at this statue of Grieger. And so you have this woman that is standing almost like in cohort with this dragon here. And I think this is a really interesting symbol because, you know, from a biblical standpoint, you typically see a woman, particularly the Virgin Mary, standing on top of snakes or serpents. And yet here you have almost like a belongingness, a kinship, or to maybe look at it another way, a surroundedness by the dragon. And maybe it's of comfort, or maybe it is a sign of the martyr of we as humanity is enfolded in the snare of the dragon, or maybe it's more peace among dragons and serpents and humanity or the divine. I think there's some interesting things there. The other thing that I'd like to say is, did you notice what the clergy person said to the dying bearer? Said, "You will rise again and you will receive the things that you missed out on in life." It's also interesting that they are in the region of Rosaria, right? And Rosaria is the land of the phoenix. And so in their general tales, their myths that they have aligned around, there is this idea of rebirth. And so here, maybe here more than in other places in this game, we have this idea of a resurrection, a post-life resurrection, which I think is really, really interesting. When people are at the end of their rope, we see this in spirituals, particularly some of the African spirituals, slave songs. There is a focus on what we call an eschatological hope, or a end times hope, or afterlife hope. people that are oppressed are people who are looking toward the next life, right? If this life right now is not giving you heaven, then heaven will. I think that's a beautiful sentiment that's shown here. Okay. Chat, what you got? Flames of Revenge, Flames of Hope. Yeah, it could also be a reference to artwork. Archangel Michael and Satan, often depicted as a dragon. Absolutely, yeah. Triumph over. Ryan B, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you.
Sir.
Thank you, sir. Indeed. I think that you will rise again, find happiness denied you in this life was such an evocative line in this respect. Oh, absolutely. Powerful line. Gosh. You will rise again and find the happiness denied you in this life. Gosh, I mean, doesn't that just make you want to be a better person, right? I mean, that fires me up. It makes me say, you know, in my tradition, so I'm a Christian, but I also teach a lot of Christian and religious studies. And one of the things that I do, whether it's in a secular venue or in a more religious venue, what I always say is if Jesus' prayer or if the biblical prayer is to somehow make the kingdom of heaven known or bring the kingdom of heaven, then one of our thoughts must be, one of our imperative mantras is, if it's not acceptable in heaven, in the afterlife, then it's not acceptable here. And what's not acceptable? Well, when the things, if we look at the New Testament book of Revelation, there are things like Jesus saying, I will wipe every tear from your eye. There will be no more pain, no more suffering, no more death. And that's the work that we do as humanity, right? Here on earth, before heaven, what are we doing to bring heaven to earth? Now, you don't have to believe in heaven. You don't have to be religious to really buy into this sort of thing. But instead, the things that people are denied in life, the happiness denied in life, how can we bring that happiness? Maybe in small ways, in our means. I think that's a really powerful thing that Clive is learning here. Ruby, you say, I think what's interesting is that we don't ever really see the afterlife, but there are suggestions of it. I think that's cool because we won't ever really know until we're dead, man. That's great. That's really good stuff. Those that know aren't talking anymore, right? That's a saying that we used to say in grad school. But we all shrink before the mystery of life and death in the end. But what are we doing with the time that we have? What are we doing with the people that we have influence in today? Again, we talked about Moses in the book of Exodus a little earlier. And I remember in Exodus chapter 3, when God begins his conversation with Moses through the burning bush, he says, I have heard the cry of my people, how they are suffering, and I'm coming down to save them. And then what does he do? It's not that God comes down to save them. He sends Moses. And Moses also saw the plight of the people. He felt compelled, a fire in his own heart, just as there was a fire in the bush. And he goes to do what he can with the time that he has. I think that's beautiful in a lot of ways. Also a challenge. All right, let's head back to Martha's Rest. I don't believe that we're going to get to the big moment of embracing or engaging the shadow tonight. That may be how we kick off our next stream on Tuesday. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's announcement kind of put us off schedule tonight, didn't it? It held us back maybe like 40 minutes because we were talking and ranting about it. So that's on me, my bad, everybody. I was just so excited. So excited to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh, an Adamantus. Do I have to fight it? Yep, I guess we do. I could keep running, but... L3 plus R3 for next stream, ain't that the truth, right? In fact, L3 plus R3 right now, actually. That's what we need. Hit the head. I almost called him Noctis. Clive.
This time.
I thought I got him. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Actually, let me do this. Man, love that berserker ring, right? We're gonna wail on him in a moment. Yeah, I don't have Garuda on me right now. There we go. There we go. Come on, Clive. Ah, dang it. I wanted one more stagger bit on him. Yeah. Okay, we're doing okay. Come on back, come on. We got you, baby. You may have answered it before, but which is your first Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy IV was the first one that I beat. Final Fantasy I was the first one that I played. I rented Final Fantasy I as a kid, and it was a little above my ability. But Final Fantasy IV or Final Fantasy II on the Super Nintendo was my first one. I absolutely love it. Go. There we go. We got him now. It's so satisfying to... Oh man, it didn't finish him off. Okay. It is satisfying to finish a fight with Odin, though. Like that. Got them goblin coins. FF4 is your second FF game, and who boy, that one has some... Oh boy, doesn't it? Some Jungian shadow archetypes. Faux show. We love it. Okay, where are we? Where are we even going? I am all turned around right now. This is not the way. Is there a pathway over here? I think there is. Ah, yeah. There we go. We don't need that megalo crab. I love this town music. Martha's Rest music. It's so good. Come on, Jill.
Fresh cut, fresh cut. Where did you get these turnips?
Come and get a look. Don't be shy.
Not the fish there, son.
I know the spot that I want to stop tonight. I don't think we're going to get to the Facing the Shadow, if that's okay with y'all. We'll begin with that next time. Kind of part 2 of this.
The abbot had a message for you. 2 more have succumbed.
Yeah, I know the side quest. I have to go to a separate place for that, though.
Come upstairs. So, now you know, eh?
I've seen plenty of bearers die on the battlefield. But never like that.
And all because they were born different. The powers that be can't take away their gift, so they strip them of their humanity instead. Oh, there's plenty who pity a bearer's plight, but so long as we're content to sit around, weeping for those on whose broken backs we're carried, we ain't gonna change nothing.
And so you lend Sid your strength.
What little of it I have.
Alex,
Use
that's
the
wild to
profits from
think.
this place to buy the poor buggers.
So when the abbot told us the bearers were yours...
Aye, they're my property, at least by law. Any still fit to work fetch a price beyond my means. All I can do is care for those who are past mending. But it's not all doom and gloom. Bernard's finished fixing that bridge for you. You can carry on to Eastpool now. You got questions that need answering, ain't you? Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you, Martha.
Ruby, yeah, can I just
I
say how
almost forgot.
you love how adult this game is?
Sid
Yeah,
and I have
for real.
other friends in Rosaria.
What do y'all think about the
Verdict's
M
not
rating
for one of
on
us.
this game? I've heard a lot of mixed opinions, but I think that this is a great game and story
that you will always
for
be
an
welcome
M-rated game, right? I don't think they could tell it the same way with the power that they do with a teen rating.
You were right, Sid. It really is them. Lord
Tasteful,
Rosfield
yes.
and Lady Warwick have come back to us. And long may they stay.
Yeah, there's a lot of discourse on it, Ruby. Down for the M rating. The team obviously wanted to tell their story. They knew they couldn't do it as a teen game. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go to Eastpool, and then we'll probably call it a night.
Sid.
And start with the shadow next
Clive,
time.
You're not where I left you.
Hurt your hand.
Great point, lady.
I did, aye. With 1,000 little lightning bolts. Can't fling them around the way I used to. Think of it as my decoration for long service and exemplary misconduct.
Oh.
But you didn't come here to compare war wounds.
We didn't.
Thank you, Sid.
Say more about that,
for
Ruby.
Everything.
If you want to leave, that's your lookout. I'm sure you'll have a long and happy life together if you stay out of my way.
Sid!
Oh. I knew a girl back in the day. She was a slave to her fate, just like you. I wanted to save her. For a while, I even thought I could. But just because you think something doesn't make it true.
Sid.
I'm no savior. Just a conceited old fool. I talk about people forging their own futures. But instead of handing them the hammer, I beat them with my own. And if no bugger wants to listen to what you've got to say, you might as well keep your gob shut. But Clive, I will say this. You're not a monster. You're the same man you've always been. Accept that, and you may yet escape your fate.
Woo!
My fate.
Look, lad, you've had a hard life. And I don't see it getting much easier. You might not be able to save anyone else, but at the very least, you can save yourself.
Man, Sid's theme
I'll try.
hits just right, doesn't it?
And Jill, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk, but I trust you'll take good care of the boy.
Yes, I will.
Is that the last of it?
Aye.
We best head back then. Wouldn't want to keep Nan waiting.
Good, Kuruai. That's good. Y'all are making some great points in the chat tonight. That's great. Holding on. So, also they brought up monsters and fate, Sid being a dad, keeping the kids in line. Yeah, there's so much that we can talk about here. I am going to go ahead and grab this side quest really quick. Let him speak, and then I want to talk for a minute.
Here, you're that bearer.
Oh, you're the guy from the road, yeah.
Can you give me a hand? Curse my luck. I dropped my crystal off a cliff into the bloody swamp like an utter fool. Now, I've not got your knack, see, and I need that shard to chill my fish if I'm to take him to market.
This guy.
It's just a short climb down. I'll make it worth your while.
Might as well,
I
buddy.
can't promise anything.
Well, just promise you'll look.
Yeah, I bet you
there
do.
may be
It's
one thing
pretty
I failed
obvious.
to mention about the crystal.
Yeah.
A creature might have already claimed it.
Claimed it?
All right, eaten it, but only might have, you understand. There were
Ha.
little dog crabs down there. Nasty buggers there.
Nasty buggers.
Sounds like I need to break a few shells.
Oh, don't worry, there weren't too many of them. A veritable walk in the marsh, as they say. The ladders, right over there.
Okay, so we got some side quests. What I actually want to do right now is because it is getting a little bit later,
Before the Imperials do.
I will do these side quests later. I want to go ahead and gather them though.
Can't talk now, Oh, you're Clive, aren't you? Martha told me all about you. Word is you're a devil with that blade. You look like you're in a hurry. Where are you going?
The Invictus poem? Say more like in real life, the Invictus poem? Or are you talking about in-game?
What happened? It's not so much what happened as what might. They've discovered he's a bearer, see? And now, one of his erstwhile friends and neighbors wants to see him clapped in chains. Where is this bearer? He wasn't fool enough to wait for the Imperials to arrive. Poor sod took to the road,
Yeah.
left his whole life behind.
It's a beautiful
They'll be
poem.
after him
Might be a
before
good
long.
way to end tonight,
I need
actually.
to find him and get him
It's
to
good.
safety, fast.
I'll pull it
Here,
up.
if you've the time and the inclination, I could do with a hand. Will you help me find him?
I'd love to help you.
Of course. We bearers have to look out for each other. Thank you, Clive. With your help, we might catch up with him yet. His name's Norris. We need to find him before the Imperials sniff him.
You found him yet?
Say more. Man, I do that all the time. Say more.
That fucking
Say more
snake
about that.
played me false, acted like he was one of us, and the old time he was one of them. We need him caught and handed over to the Imperials. Hanging's too good for him. Well, go on then. If he gets away, I'll see you fitted for a noose.
All right, Ronald. We were just leaving. Look.
Ronald,
this
chill
one's
out,
well.
bud.
I was just filling him in.
Send a bearer to catch a bearer, is it? Not bloody likely. That's it. I'll find the bastard myself.
Come on now, Ron. It's dangerous out there. We
Ron.
wouldn't want you to come to any harm.
You want something done right, you don't send a bearer.
Clive, this might take a while. You start hunting our man, and I'll be along once I put Ronald's mind at ease. Someone said they saw Norris heading for the Fallen Gate. Maybe you could ask if anyone over that way knows anything. We have to find him. Don't let him slip through our grasp.
Ah, Ruby, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think that,
I'd better find this Norris before Ronald takes matters into his own hands. Bearers are hardly difficult to spot.
I think that's precisely how I'd like to end the stream tonight. So, I'd like for us to... Oh, hello. Treasure chest. We're gonna get to Eastpool, and then we're gonna mosey at that point. Not to worry, I'll go back and do the side quests. Not to worry.
The blight spread even further south.
But
pushing yet more monsters down with it.
We're gonna get to this.
I dare say we'll be seeing a few along the way.
Then we shall have to keep our wits about us.
I had forgotten how many side quests open up here. It's not a bad thing at all. I love all the quests in this game, but when you're trying to do a like a pointed stream, sometimes it's like, oh man, I wanna get through some of this stuff. It's like I put 300 hours in Final Fantasy XV, but I haven't like I don't do that for class, right? Because they would be done. Part of being a teacher, creator, whatever it is knowing what to edit.
Excuse me, I'll use that blade of yours. Ugh, curse my luck. I'm branded.
Man, I get it. You hate me.
Wait, that's the slumbering chocobo you're wearing. You and the Marfors, are you?
Mm.
Good. She won't begrudge me the use of you then. Well, there's wolves about. We tried dealing with them ourselves. Made out bait, think we might swoop in and slaughter a lot. But we didn't expect the pack to be quite so bloody big.
I expect the blight drove them here. They must have fled their homes for greener pastures.
We'd hoped empty bellies might make them easy prey. They've made them mean instead.
Mean?
Arthur's no fool, so she must see something in you. Do us a favor and get rid of them, will you?
You got it. Right. Me against the world.
I suppose those wolves pose a threat to everyone.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I'd wager the greedy bastards are still over yonder, finishing off our bait. When you've seen to every last one of them, go and speak to my friend over the
Yeah,
bridge.
agreed.
Bryce, his name is. He want to know if it's safe to come across. All right, off you go.
Okay, oops, sorry. It is very realistic. There's different levels of their prejudice and discrimination. She did.
Hungry, all right. Hungry and mean.
God, you just hear the dogs yelping. Come on. No, you don't. There we go. Nice.
Find this Bryce and let him know the road's safe.
Indeed. Indeed. I think I'm going the wrong way. Okay, let's continue. Like I said, we're doing side quests later. Focus, focus, focus. This music is so chill and I love it so stinking much. It's so good.
Wonder how long that bait will last.
Hey, friend.
You, Bryce?
What's it to you, bearer?
Your friend asked me to get rid of the wolves. So I got rid of the wolves.
Good answer, Clive.
Bearer slew the entire pack.
Listen, I'm great.
And again, if you didn't, you wouldn't be on this side of the bridge. Bugger me, you're a tough one.
Bugger me.
Oh, Frederick. You wily bastard.
It's so good. So I took care of the wolves.
Beast against beast like that.
Oh my gosh.
Served us well, bearer. Be sure to pass our thanks to your master.
Thanks, man. Glad to be of service. All right.
Look, the windmills.
Best voice acting, hands down. I don't know if you've seen the voice actors doing these voiceover jokes and not really pranks, but just things on Twitter. Gosh, they're so funny.
Rosaria seemed a very different place back then.
Several back in June for the launch of the game, I got the opportunity to go to LA for the launch and got to meet like Ben Starr and Nina Indus and who else? Ralph Ineson was there. The whole cast, like a lot of the cast, and it was phenomenal. Getting to talk to them and all that kind of stuff, and they are absolutely just some of the coolest people. I said this on stream, maybe early on, maybe the first stream on this. So, but again, one of the coolest moments for me was when I went up and introduced myself to Ben Starr. We were at this party or whatever, and I went up and I said, "Hey, my name's Wade. I'm Professor Noctis," and and he stopped me and he said, "Professor Noctis, I know who you are. I see you on Twitter. You teach at the University of Alabama. You teach Final Fantasy and religion." He's like, "You're going to love 16. You're going to love the lore, and you're gonna." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy!" Like, I freaked out. Like, I fangirled and like caved in on myself at that moment. I was like, Ben Starr, Clive knows who I am. Are you kidding me? Oh, what a night! One of my favorite moments. Practically famous. I felt famous that day, at least, potatoes.
Quiet, isn't it?
Yes.
He is.
You're Clive Rosfield. It's me, Hannah.
Watch him.
Rodney Murdoch's wife.
Lady Hannah.
He's gonna grade my my impression of him.
Oh, I knew it was you. You haven't changed at all. The Lord Marquis and Jill too. It's so good to see you both again.
It's good to see you too, Lady Hannah.
Lady Hannah. This is such a sweet part in this game.
If you have time, you simply must come back to the house. I haven't much to offer, but
Can
what is
you
mine is yours.
Can you imagine, like, as a kid playing Final Fantasy? Like, I remember back in the 90s playing Final Fantasy and like never dreamed that this is what it would be one day. Just like beautiful, voice acted. Just who would have ever guessed? You know, it's powerful stuff. I love it.
And you have been wandering the world ever since. I can well understand fleeing from those iron blood brutes, but oh, to take to the road at such a tender age.
It wasn't easy.
You're right, Ruby.
But we survived, and
now we're back.
I'd freak out,
It's
Leon.
wonderful to see you safe and well, Lady Hannah. Do you think you will stay here, in Eastpool? Rosalith still enjoys the Mother Crystal's blessing, does it not? You could always move.
This house holds a lot of memories for me. So long as I can live here in peace, here I shall stay. Not that it matters. The capital is closed to civilians, by order of the Duchess. Or should I say, Her Imperial Majesty.
Annabella's marriage to the Emperor of Sambrec heralded a great many changes here.
Annabella.
Yes. Of course.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean to...
Please. There is nothing to forgive.
Yeah, we're not her biggest fan
Would
either.
my mother not make an exception for you and your husband? Surely she would not refuse the Lord Commander.
Hmm.
You haven't heard, then. Rodney passed away on the night of the fire. He never returned from Phoenix Gate.
Hmm. That stroking of the ring is such a good moment.
I'm sorry.
Clive.
My poor child. You look pale. All this traveling must have taken its toll.
The shadow.
I insist you rest. We can talk later.
Hmm. Gosh, what a scene. After this scene, we'll wrap up. I've got some things for us to think about over the weekend.
I can't. Not after what I did.
Lady Hannah said she would prepare a change of clothes for you in the morning. She really has been very kind.
Years of killing. 13 years without the faintest glimmer of hope. It was only Joshua that kept me going. I swore that I would avenge his death. That I would kill his killer. That was the only thing that gave my life any meaning.
Mattia.
But if it was me who killed Joshua and Murdoch and all the others, then why the hell am I still breathing?
I ask myself the same. When I fought, hundreds died. There were so many bodies, so many lives cut short in their prime. That day in Dalmekia, I wanted to join them. I wanted it all to end. I couldn't bear it anymore. If living meant being that, better to be just another body.
I'm sorry.
Do you remember that night on the balcony? When we looked up at the moon? I said a prayer to Metia, and that prayer was answered. You came back to me. The heavens must have a plan for us. We should get some rest.
Right.
Good night, Clive.
I love them. I love them so much.
Sleep well.
Sleep well. Ugh. Just a beautiful scene. Wow. Oh, best Torgal.
Thank you. Perhaps now people will not flee at the sight of me.
You look just like Elwyn did when he was
Oh.
your age.
How did you come to have some of my father's old clothes?
Oh, before Elwyn.
Chesticles.
Our families were often summer together. He and Rodney were like
Them
brothers.
things be thangin'.
These clothes have been in a wardrobe for years, collecting cobwebs.
The boy is free.
Well, I'm very grateful for them. And sorry for depriving you of your memories.
Not at all. It's what your father would have wanted.
They suit you well.
They suit you well. Look at us, power couple now.
Thank you, Lady Hannah.
Yes, thank you. You've been most kind.
Invictus poggers.
No, I should thank you. It may only have been for a short while, but seeing you again took me back to happier times. Fare you well, my lord and lady.
Bless Hannah.
And you, Lady Hannah.
Bless them all. Oh, I love them. I love them so much, y'all. Gosh. That's beautiful. Character appearance. We've unlocked it. Now we get to play.
If we follow the road to the north,
it'll take us to Phoenix
take
Gate.
us all the way to
But
Phoenix
not
Gate.
tonight, Clive. Not
Let's go.
tonight. That's where we're going to pick up next time. But let's chat for a minute. So just to recap a little bit tonight, we followed Clive from a moment of despair when he realizes this part of himself that he did not realize before. He had never known. He had been hunting down this other dominant of fire, but really it was himself that he was bearing all this wrath for. And now that is his realization, he's struggling with what to do. This leads us into what is going to be a pretty important stream next time, where Clive faces the dark side of himself, the shadow self, kind of a counter to who he wants to be. And how does he deal with that? And while I'm going to go into a fuller analysis of that next time, there's a couple things that I do want to say here. First of all, Clive's story and arc tonight in this stream has been really important because he's been able to see not just the pain of his own story, but the pain of others, pain of people in the hideaway and the better life that Sid's trying to provide for them, pain of people around Martha's Rest, and then the plight of the bearers. And that is a really important thing for him to see firsthand. It gives him something to fight for. And it also motivates him to move beyond just despair. And so we are beginning to see Clive coming to a turning point. We start to see that he's finding things that are worth fighting for. To close out, there's a couple of things that I wanted to mention. I wanted to offer a few quotes that come from Carl Jung. And while we'll discuss him a lot more, on Tuesday, I wanted to just share a few quotes to get us thinking about some things. Here's one. It says, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The latter procedure, however, is disagreeable and therefore not popular." What a powerful phrase. It's this idea of not necessarily just focusing or fixating on the light, but by making the darkness conscious. We're awakening this kind of shadow self. And in so doing, it is disagreeable, it's not popular, and yet it may be necessary. I want to share another quote with you from, again, Jung. He says, "Unfortunately, there can be no doubt that man is, on the whole, less good than he imagines himself or wants to be. Everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. At all counts, it forms an unconscious snag thwarting our most well-meant intentions. What Clive must do moving forward is he has to come face to face and accept this darker shadow side of himself. And if he doesn't do that, if he just continues to avoid it, it will grow stronger and stronger. But what happens, especially to his iconic attributes, the divine attributes, what happens with his course in life when he faces the shadow, accepts the truth of that shadow, and is able to assimilate it into himself? This is the question for us next time. I think that that's a powerful, powerful question for us to ask. Because Ruby mentioned it earlier, I do want to close tonight by reading the poem Invictus. Invictus is is one of the swords that Clive has. In fact, it's kind of his canon sword. It's his father's sword. And what you describe is the process of individuation. Yeah, absolutely, Leon. And I'm going to count on you on Tuesday to talk a little bit more about that, okay? That's exactly what it is. But to bring it down to the bottom level is kind of what we're doing here. So I look forward to all of our comments on Tuesday. Invictus says this. It's a poem by William Ernest Henley. It says, "Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, not unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." What a amazing poem to read alongside this book, or this game, and this game's story. So, some homework for Tuesday. Some of you did some homework. I think Lady of the Rings, you did some homework on Ifrit. Let's hold off on that until Tuesday, when we do face the shadow. Leon, you did some great work regarding the shadow, the archetype stuff with psychology. I need you to bring your A game on Tuesday night. We're going to have a great discussion, and this is going to be a great one. Omega. Hey, what's up, Omega? Welcome. Learn to face yourself, and accepting your inner shadow is indeed struggle one always faces. Accepting it, no longer running away from it, is worth the struggle, and thus one starts the path in bettering oneself. And I'm a big advocate for, before you can better the world around you, you've got to take care of that in yourself, at least to better it to the extent and capacity that you can. It means some self-actualization. I hope the link helps understanding the archetypes. Alex, I can't wait to read it. Thank you so much for that. Again, you guys just continue to amaze me with your scholastic, scholarly endeavors. You guys really are amazing. So thank you for being in the chat tonight. Look forward to being with us on all back together on Tuesday. In the meantime, be thinking about the shadow self. Be thinking about it personally as well. I love to educate in a way that we also make it intrinsic and search our own interior. So awesome. Think it'll be great for this project as a whole. Heck yeah, can't wait. So I'll be reading over it a lot this weekend, and we'll go into it on Tuesday. Omega, this has been an amazing lecture stream. Omega, thank you so much. And I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good time too. Have a great evening, pal. Great discussion stream, everybody. Yeah, you guys did some work tonight, and I really appreciate you. Hey, whatever you do this weekend, be safe. Walk tall, my friends. Don't let the shadow self win, but accept it and leverage it. And we'll see you all on Tuesday. Hey, you have a great night, potatoes. Appreciate you. Now let's go. Let's all go to sleep and go to bed. Before we do that, let's watch the Rebirth trailer about 30 more times. Get hyped. I don't know if I can sleep after watching that thing, but anyway, everybody, you all have a great night. It's been awesome being with you. Karuai, thank you so much. I hope that you have followed. I think you followed. I hope to see you on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, whatever that is for you. In the meantime, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all the stuff. I'm really active on Twitter. But we'll see you. All right. Bye, everybody. Good night, good night, good night. I could talk to you all night long, but we got to go. All right. See ya. Y'all are the best. Be blessed. Love you guys. Bye.